Hello everyone, welcome to Kitabi Cabins. My name is Charu and today I will be recommending my favorite philosophy books to all of you. First of all, I would like to get into how I got into philosophy. I started to read core philosophy books during lockdown, which I don't think is the best time to consume such heavy books. But before that, I was used to consume video lecture series on YouTube. One very interesting one was Michael Sandel's Justice, and especially if you are a beginner, you can start with the lecture series on the internet and then move on to the core books of philosophy. So the first book that I want to talk about is one of my favorites, is Beyond Good and Evil by Friedrich Nietzsche. Nietzsche in this book will talk about morality in extent. He has gone about saying this idea that morality in a society should never be questioned. The moment you start questioning it, you will lose the essence of it. In the sense कि तथ्य खत्म हो जाएगा, everything is morally justified, अच्छा बुरा कि कोई line नहीं रह जाएगी about that. You'll find aphorisms in the book which, needless to say, कि एक बारी में नहीं पढ़े जाएंगे. You will have to dedicate time to philosophy. बार बार revisit करना पड़ेगा, introspection भी करनी पड़ेगी, and it will take a little time to get into. So the next book I want to talk about is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. It is a very popular book and a very interesting one also because it was written by a Roman emperor which was never meant to be published out to the public. He was writing personal journal entries for himself only. You can find quite a lot of copies in the market, but I feel like putting spiritual truth into dialogue needs a very wise man to make it digestible and consumable for the masses. So the next book I want to talk about is No Exits by Jean-Paul Sartre. Sartre, I think, is the best introduction to existential philosophy if you want to get into it. Sartre's play No Exit is very dramatic, extremely chaotic and beautifully written. It is about three people, how they end up in a room which they later find out is hell. इसी किताब से एक बहुत famous quote भी आता है, hell is other people. Looking back at past is a form of torture, जो ये theme सार्त्रे की बुक से inspired है in the Netflix show The Good Place as well. I believe that you can only figure out philosophy through art. And Jordan Peterson in one of his lecture talks about how Dostoevsky is the philosopher and Tolstoy is the socialist, and I cannot agree more with him. अगर आपको philosophy actually में you want to consume it through art, start with Dostoevsky. My personal recommendations would be White Nights and Notes from Underground, mostly because क्योंकि बहुत पतली किताबें हैं, छोटी हैं, बिगिनर्स के लिए काफ़ी इजी रहती हैं पढ़ने के लिए. यूजुअली क्योंकि दोस्तोवेस्की काफ़ी मोटी किताबें हैं एंड पीपल गेट इंटिमिडेटेड बाय दैट, सो आप यहाँ से शुरू कर सकते हैं. द नेक्स्ट बुक आई वांट टू टॉक अबाउट इज द आउटसाइडर बाय एल्बर्ट कैमूस. कैमूस इज अ ग्रेट इंट्रोडक्शन टू अब्सर्डिज्म. And another book I want to recommend here is The Trial by Franz Kafka. Kafka का अपना खुद का पूरा genre है जिसको Kafkaesque करके भी कहते हैं. Both of these authors will definitely make you question and introspect into life a lot. Another person that I want to talk about is Osho. Pick up any book by Osho. सब किताबें पकड़ लो, सब पढ़ लो, which I think जो बेस्ट इंट्रोडक्शन रहेगी आपके टू गेटिंग इनटू फिलोसफी एंड स्पिरिचुअलिटी वाले सारे जॉनरा में. अनदर वन ऑफ माय फेवरेट किताब जिसकी मेरे पास फिजिकल कॉपी है तो मैं दिखा दूंगी इज फर्स्ट एंड लास्ट फ्रीडम बाय जिद्दू कृष्णमूर्ति. आई रेड दिस वेरी रिसेंटली एंड it is easily one of my favorite books read so far. If you want to take away any one book from this video, it would be Krishnamurti from my side. अगर आपको कुछ नहीं पढ़ना है तो प्लीज़ ये किताब ज़रूर पढ़िए. Another book I want to talk about is Zen in the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. The book is about a father and a son who are traveling through America and वो बातें करते हुए चलते हैं, deep philosophical, and I think the book is very dense comparatively. वैसे philosophy की कौन सी किताब नहीं है dense? As I said कि आपको हर किताब को वक्त देना पड़ेगा. You'll have to revisit one book again and again to actually get what the author is trying to say here. And I hope you end up picking up at least one of the books that I recommended today. I think यही थी मेरी लिस्ट. I hope आप लोगों को ये recommendations अच्छी लगी होंगी. You will end up picking up at least one of the book I recommended today. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for being nice, and I will see you next time.